Hey everyone, this is Beth, and I wanted to talk a little bit about a little word that comes from the Greek, and the word is myth. This word basically means story. That's it. It started out as a word that means story. It didn't have any connotations of falsehood, and a myth story tended later on, as we went on, tended to just be, say, Greek mythology, a faith-based spirituality system. And I think where myth as falsehood starts to come in is that we do talk about it as being the mythology of Greece or Norse mythology, Sumerian mythology, Babylonian, in ancient systems that we consider not to be, wrong choice of words, that some people consider not to be active religions. As I often refer to Christian myth, and you never hear Christians call their own stories myths, and that's what they are. True word of God, I don't know. Not my religion, not my concern. I have no interest in the historicity of Christ or the historicity of any of my deities that I'm interested in. Don't care. They existed, awesome. They don't exist, awesome. Not an issue for me. And I think that's where that nice little word myth is story, starts to morph somewhere in mid-1800s into falsehood. And I always hate it when people use myth meaning falsehood. Say falsehood. Falsehood. Such a better word than it's a myth. Because I think that also starts to degrade people who do not practice Christianity or Judaism or Islam, for people who are not people of the book. It kind of degrades and puts down your faith, your religion, that your beliefs in, say, Odin, Demeter, Ninhursag, Morgan, Loki, Lu, any of those are fake. They're a myth. They're a falsehood. And it's kind of like one of those connotation words. It's like woo-woo. I like to say woo-woo. And witch. Then queer is another one, not necessarily just pagan-oriented, that's being taken back. Or that we kind of need to reclaim. Reclaim myth as story, not a falsehood. Because I don't think my spirituality, my faith, my beliefs are false. I see them as very valid, living, evolving creature. And I want other people to see my mythic systems, my mythic stories from other cultures. As I'm very interested in Celtic mythology, North mythology, lots of mythologies actually, but those are some of the basis that I've really based my spiritual beliefs on, is Celtic, and now kind of coming into it Norse. And both of those are also systems that I'm very interested in, because those are the systems of my ancestors. A great majority of my ancestry is Scandinavian and Germanic. And also another part comes from out of the Celtic regions. And those got destroyed pretty fast, because a lot of them were not written. They were oral. Stories were hidden. A lot of what does come down to us is via mail. The mail experience, once again, in history is often starting to change now. I remember I got really excited when, women and Native Americans got their paragraphs in American history books, because as I was growing up, neither of those groups had anything. And African Americans were only addressed in the form of slavery. Excuse me, I'm just dry mouth. And so, reclaim those words. Know where your words come from. Know what they originally mean. It's like pagan. Paganus is a Latin word that meant basically country people, because people in the cities converted first to Christianity and the country folk were still out having their little rustic dances. And even that was kind of patronizing, but that's kind of city Rome for you. But know where those words come from, because some of them aren't an insult. And little words like mythology, they change, they morph, and I think we should try and change mythology back to being a story and not a falsehood. I just love that little word, myth, to mythos. It's just a great word. Let's rechange that meaning, bring it back to the original. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.